Comanche. Comanche, North American Indian tribe of equestrian nomads whose 18th and 19th century territory comprised the southern Great Plains. The name Comanche is derived from a Ute word meaning anyone who wants to fight me all the time. The Comanche had previously been part of the Wyoming Shoshone. They moved south in successive stages, attacking and displacing other tribes, notably the Apache, whom they drove from the southern plains. By the early 1800s, the Comanche were very powerful, with a population estimated at from 7,000 to as many as 30,000 individuals. Their language, of the northern branch of the Uto-Aztecan languages, became a lingua franca for much of the area. Like most other tribes of Plains Indians, the Comanche were organized into autonomous bands, local groups formed on the basis of kinship and other social relationships. Buffalo products formed the core of the Comanche economy and included robes, teepee covers, sinew thread, water carriers made of the animal's stomach, and a wide variety of other goods. The Comanche were one of the first tribes to acquire horses from the Spanish, and one of the few to breed them to any extent. They also fought battles on horseback, a skill unknown among other Indian peoples. Highly skilled Comanche horsemen set the pattern of nomadic equestrian life that became characteristic of the Plains tribes in the 18th and 19th centuries. Comanche raids for material goods, horses, and captives carried them as far south as Durango in present-day Mexico. At end of the 18th century, probably more than 13 bands existed, but there were 5 major bands: Yamparica, Kotsotika, Penatika, Nakoni, and Quahadis. One of the best-known Comanche leaders, Quanah Parker, belonged to the Quahadi band. In the mid-19th century, the Penatika, a southern band, was settled on a reservation in Indian Territory. The northern segment of the tribe, however, continued the struggle to protect their realm from settlers. In 1864, Colonel Christopher Carson, called Kit, led United States forces in an unsuccessful campaign against the Comanche. In 1865, the Comanche and their allies the Kiowa signed a treaty with the United States, which granted them what is now western Oklahoma, from the Red River north to the Cimarron. Upon the failure of the United States to abide by the terms of the treaty, hostilities resumed until 1867, when, in agreements made at Medicine Lodge Creek in Kansas, the Comanche, Kiowa, and Kiowa Apache undertook to settle on a reservation in Oklahoma. The government was unable to keep squatters off the land promised to the tribes, and it was after this date that some of the most violent encounters between United States forces and the Comanche took place. Blackfoot, also called Blackfeet, North American Indian tribe composed of 3 closely related bands: the Piegan, or Pikuni, the Blood, or Kaina, and the Siksika, or Blackfoot proper. The 3 groups traditionally lived in what is now Alberta, Canada, and the Uinta States, state of Montana, and there they remain, with 1 reservation in Montana and 3 reserves, 1 for each band, within Alberta. The Blackfoot in the United States are officially known as the Blackfeet Nation. The Blackfoot were known as one of the strongest and most aggressive military powers on the northwestern plains. For a quarter of a century after 1806, they prevented British, French, and American fur traders, whom they regarded as poachers, from trapping in the rich beaver country of the upper tributaries of the Missouri. At the same time, they warred upon neighboring tribes, capturing horses and taking captives. Each Blackfoot band was divided into several hunting bands led by 1 or more chiefs. These bands wintered separately in sheltered river valleys. In summer they gathered in a great encampment to observe the sun dance, the principal tribal religious ceremony. Many individuals owned elaborate medicine bundles, collections of sacred objects that, when properly venerated, were said to bring success in war and hunting and protection against sickness and misfortune. Early 21st century population estimates indicated some 90,000 individuals of Blackfoot descent in Canada and the United States. For more about Indigenous people around the world, please visit to our channel. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.